Okay, y'all. Hello. Welcome back to Confused Creative. I'm your host, Tynesha. Confused Creative is a platform that I created to interview fellow creatives in my community, and we talk about the obstacles behind the passion. So, on this episode, we have a cake decorator and a baker, Daisha Whiteside. So, for those of you who don't know, Daisha Whiteside is from Columbus, Ohio. Okay, she graduated from Beechcroft High School. Is that right? And by the way, if I mess anything up, just let me know because I can edit it out and we can keep rolling. Okay. But yes, Daisha is from Columbus, Ohio, and graduated from Beechcroft High School. After graduation, she moved to Michigan to attend Eastern Michigan University. So while at Eastern Michigan, she majored in arts and entertainment management. After college, she moved back to Columbus, Ohio, and she started working a corporate job in life insurance. And then after a short 6 months, she decided to quit that job and do something that she was more passionate about. So she started working at a bakery while doing her own cake decorating on the side. Then officially, January 11th, 2021, Daisha officially launched her own baking service, Bootsy's Bakery, a 420 friendly baking service. Okay, everybody, let's give a round of applause for Daisha Whiteside.
I get a round of applause. Thank you.
Thank you for being here, girl.
Of course. I love you.
Yes. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, me and Daisha met at Eastern. Okay. And I feel like when I met you, I just got a really artistic vibe. It was just real artsy. You had canvases and stuff in your apartment like you do now back there, just a bunch of canvases. All of your clothes were very artistic and expression based, just a very expression based person, an artsy ass bitch. I want to say that you're an artsy ass bitch. Okay. Oh, yeah. But aside from the art, I feel like you're also very into like music and politics and activism and just all this other stuff. Like we really bond on like TV shows and music documentaries. Like you're a very well-rounded person, I feel like, in that sense. Yeah. So my question is like, what curated that? Like what made you this like well-rounded person that you are? Like why are you so, aside from the arts, like why are you so interested in like, like the goodness of the world and politics and all this Tupac Shakur shit? Why? Let us know.
Like the head ass in me wants to say because of my Aquarius rising, but I'm not gonna go there today.
I understand you damn air sign, because that's what air signs are giving.
I'm Aquarius rising and Aquarius moon, so I feel like a lot of that's just me though. That's what I feel. But I feel like a lot of it also, I don't really know. I feel like a lot of it comes from maybe some of my family, or as far as like music is concerned. I just grew up around a lot of like different type of music. That just like influenced like what I like to do today. So that's a big part of it, I would say too. Like I've always just been really curious about things. Like I've always been a curious ass kid and just wanted to find out why things are the way that they are. Like, I've never been okay with just being like, okay, like that's just what it is. Like I always been like, that kid is like, why does it do that? So it's just like, maybe that's why I feel like the more political stuff kind of came really when we was in college more. Honestly, I think that really framed a lot of the way that I view the world when I went to school. Cause the school we went to, girl. But yeah.
Yeah. I feel like it's like, I don't know, because I feel like I'm like that too. Like I'm just interested in a bunch of like weird, I mean, it's not weird, it's cool to me, but like I don't run into people often that share that same, like, you know, we be talking about some weird shit. Like we be talking about Oprah. Like, you know, normally, you know, the girls link up and, you know, y'all talk about
Yeah,
whatever, but we just be getting into it about like
the weirdest shit.
spiritual stuff and what we really think. And I think that's what I really like too, is that yeah, we both question. Like we're not just like,
Right.
yeah, like, you know, like we have a thirst for not even like not, but yeah, a thirst for knowledge, I guess. Like we just don't want to like settle for anything. But I think that's a part of being like an artist too. It's like you always got to
Right.
question stuff. So your major at Eastern was arts and entertainment management. So
Yeah.
what did you what did you think what did you think you would be doing with that degree? Like what was your plan once you
uh,
decided like this is what I'm going to major in? Like what did you see yourself doing at that time?
oh my God. I think it's funny really because I came to Eastern because of that major specifically. I've never like Eastern ended up coming to my high school, Beechcroft High School. And I really was just looking for a way to get out of class, you know, like that saying that school was coming, you know, you can skip a period. So I was like, you know, fuck it. Oh, can we cuss? Can we cuss?
Oh
I
no,
can
I
cuss.
just burped. That's why I did that.
No,
Yeah.
no, I said I can cuss. Okay, I just
Oh
making
yeah.
sure. And so I just saying, fuck it, like, you know, let me just get out of class real quick. And basically they told me all the majors that they had, and arts management was one. And I was like, damn, that's kind of like really broad and inclusive. So it's like if I wanted to do like maybe like I don't know, like being like a fucking museum, you know. I was just kind of ballparking it in college. I
Yeah.
don't know. Like, I knew that I wanted to be in something in the arts. I danced. I went to Fort Hayes High School as well. That was like, you know, something that was very different that I realized when I came to Ypsi. Like the high school that I went to was like pretty much like you learned your trade or whatever, you know, specialization you wanted to do. And I did that for dance. So that was really like on my mind heavy when I came to Eastern. Like I want to dance, but this school seemed more of like, okay, maybe I can do something other than just dance. Cause my mom, love her to death, but she was real with me. She was like, I mean, I know you love to dance. I was like more like to majorette stuff and things like that. So she was like, I know you love that. Like literally that ends after college. So there's no like majorette team
Yeah.
after. So it's like you can't go to college based on what majorette team you want to be in, which like sucked to me. Like 18-year-old
Yeah.
me was like, damn, you know, because I really had made it my life at that time. But
Mm-hmm.
I was like, maybe if I go to Eastern, I can still dance, but still get a degree in something that I love, which is art. So I was really just hoping by the time I graduated that I would figure it out. Didn't really figure it out. I didn't really figure it out.
but obviously I feel like even though you didn't walk away like, oh, I'm gonna do this thing, like when you left Eastern, you still found yourself in other ways, I'm sure. Like you started in organization, silver lining, like
Silver lining. Shout out to Kayla. Love my bitch. Love
yeah,
her.
yeah, y'all did that, and then like yeah, you found yourself in other ways, like
that was helpful too. Doing, even though the very short stint that it had due to so many reasons, but we definitely had a goal. And I feel like even like the time that we were there, we just wanted to give back. You feel me? And I was just really, I feel like that's what I mean by like college has cultivated so many things as far as me wanting to be a part of a community, want to give back to that community, being involved in that community. So I feel like you don't learn everything in the classroom when it comes to college. Like,
yeah,
you know, you be about it in other ways.
because I feel like that's how it was for me too. Like it wasn't my degree that was of value, but it was my experience and like the
Yeah.
connections, and because college is like the real world but in a bubble, so you get to like figure out what you want to do in that bubble.
And it's a fake ass bubble. It's a fake ass bubble for real. It's not. I mean, it's a bubble for sure, of like a you know, maybe a little trial run, you know. But it's like you realize when you graduate, like, oh, that was some shit. That was some shit. So I don't know.
So when did baking come along? Like like, did you always do that, or like, when did you know, like,
It's-
okay, so I'm about to do this?
right. It was just so silently, you know, like it was like, oh shit. It was a very silent thing. Like I've always done it my whole life. Like I didn't really realize it until the pandemic came that this is something that I enjoy doing. So, you know, you got time to just kind of just, you know, do whatever you want to do. So I feel like I kind of realized during the pandemic, like, wow, this is something that I've kind of been just like subconsciously doing, you know, this whole time, but I never thought about it. Was just I never even thought about it being something that I take seriously because I just did it for reasons other than just profit. You know, it was just
Right.
something that
So you started doing it while you were at your corporate job, right? Or
I've really been doing it a majority of my life. I remember being very young, just, you know, baking stuff. And it just never was like, as far as me taking it seriously though, that was last year. Like
yeah, I was
after,
gonna say, when did you make like your first sale on something?
that
Like,
will probably January 11th,
okay, so the
21.
January 11th. Okay,
So
okay. So what made you? What broke the straw on the camel's back? What made you be like, you know what, I'm about to quit this job, this corporate job. I can't do this. Like, what was it?
I'm just so I have like this like avoidance thing. Like if I don't want to do something, I just will like avoid it at all costs. And it just starts to get to the point, especially when I have like mental health issues and things like that. Like I'll be like, damn, if I don't want to do something, I'm just not gonna do it. So like it would just be times where I'll just like not be clocking in. Like I'll just really I remember one time I just sat on my computer and just looked at it. Like I was just looking at it like, am I really about to clock? Like I hate it here. Like I really hate it here. And it's just like that's what I just realized like, and I work from home, you know, so that was the thing. I was working from home and I thought like, oh my God, this was like the easy ticket to some good money. I'm gonna be at home. Like, no, it was terrible for me. I hated it. I hated like my house became like a damn prison. Like I was just like,
Mm-hmm.
no, this is like, and then I worked in life insurance. Like I remember I told this older lady, one time, like, hey, like, you know, all the money that you've been pretty much all the money that you've been paying for the past 30 years doesn't matter because you defaulted on like 6 payments after 30 years. So now everything that you paid is like, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like with her life insurance plan. And I was just like, I am the oppressor. I am like, that's who I am. Like
Yeah.
I'm these people like, and I'm like, I can't do this. Like I rather bake a cake. I for sure rather bake a cake than do that.
Right. So then you quit that job and then you
Mhm.
went to like another bakery, right?
Yeah, I got hired at a bakery that I did not think that I would get the job at all. They were doing some crazy stuff. So I was just like, I was just glad just to be in the building doing whatever.
So you got hired doing something that you like to do actually, but you were still working for someone else. So like, what was
Right.
that balance like? It's like what was that experience like, I guess? Because some people, that is their happy medium. It's like, well, I don't want to be an entrepreneur, but
Right.
I want to do something that I love. So like, were you more satisfied like at this job than you were at like your corporate job?
Yeah, I think it's like a cost to everything, you know, even doing what you love to do. Because I definitely like before I definitely had to take a pay cut. Like I'm going from my life insurance to baking, which is not a very high paying field unless you're like literally the owner of the shop or, you know, at some like really high level as far as been there for years, have built up, you know, something, or you just crazy, got crazy good talent, you know, with it. So it's just like I was coming in new. I worked in a grocery store baker, so I just thought I was the hot shit with some grocery store stuff. But then I went to a real bakery, and I was like, oh, okay. So it's just like I was pretty much. I kind of looked at it as almost like, okay, I can't really afford culinary school or like being a pastry chef. So like, how can I make this work? You know, for me. So I kind of just looked at it as like, yeah, I might be getting paid less, but I'm kind of being paid to learn. something that I love.
Yeah.
So I kind of that's what woke me up every day, as far as like made me be like kind of just forget about the pay cut. Like, okay, like just look at it as like you just learning. And learning, I did do that. I learned a lot there.
And that's a value too, like, yeah, like getting experience, like that is like a part of the deal. It's like I'm not getting paid as much, but I'm learning a skill that I want to later cultivate myself, like for my future. So it is definitely like it's a cost that you pay. So speaking of that, so one of your challenges has been balancing like the passion and then learning and then making money. So like
Yeah.
we gotta be honest to our audience, because like I don't wanna, you know, like not this interview, but just like in general, like I don't want to make it seem like, oh, creativity, quit your job, do what you love.
Nah.
Like it ain't that all the time. It's like we always say, the bills is right now. Like, so it's like
really?
how
The bills was due a month ago, for real, to be honest.
And like
not past due. So it's good.
Yeah. So how are you balancing that? Like what is that like for you right now? Yeah, you could be honest.
Yeah, it's a hustle. It's a hustle every day, every week, every month. 1 month might be better than the last month, and that's, you know, blessings. But it's not easy. I think it's. I mean, people say that. I feel like we're in like a crazy like stage of like a lot of people becoming entrepreneurs. So I love that. And I feel like a lot of the entrepreneurs who have been in the game for a while, or whatever they do, will tell you like it's not easier really to run your own business. It's actually like harder. Like it's constant. It's every day. You're everything to everybody. That's fucking hard. That's fucking hard. It's hard being everything to everybody. And I went to school. My minor was marketing, you know. So like I definitely like that's one thing. That's like I don't really like a lot of things I learned from school, but it's just like sometimes things just kind of pop up, you know, that she's like, well, I'm glad I learned that.
Yeah.
But, you know, but also just like doing all of that, wearing all these different hats. I also work in a perishable goods, you know, I work with perishable goods. So it's not like I can just hold on to shit like maybe like an artist who maybe had a painting.
Right.
And it's like, I got this to hold on to, like, yeah, my shit's gonna go bad. So I need this shit out right now, today. Right now.
It's a really, it's the food, like food industry, like, and you're doing it yourself. So it's like, so, I guess, do you have any advice for like other creatives that are, I guess, in that situation, is like trying to find a balance? Because I really think, like, I think that was important what you said, like, you know, you have to, it's a cost to it, and it's just like you have to, I don't know, I guess I feel like you have to trust that it's going to come back, like how you said with your marketing minor, like you didn't know what you're going to do with it at that moment, but it always came back. So like just trusting the now, I guess, and just, you know, doing things and trusting that it's, you know, it's kind of like putting it into your piggy bank. It's like, okay, I'm not going to need this now, but I'm going to need this soon. But what's some advice for other creatives that are like, I need the money, like I want the money, but I want to do this passion because I'm not being fed?
Oh, some advice I would give as somebody who is also still learning the balance of both, you know, like I would say on this journey, I've learned like it's a cost to everything. It's a huge cost to everything, including like your passion is, you know, what you wake up wanting to do. You know what I mean? Like the thing is, just because I love baking, it doesn't mean that like every time I get up to bake, I feel like it. You know what I mean? I don't always like want to bake 300 fucking cupcakes. I don't like would I rather be doing that than something else? For sure. Certainly. Like I would rather do that than break old ladies' hearts all day on the phone. I'd much rather would do that. So it's just like, yeah, those jobs might pay you more money. And that's the thing. Like, I'm still learning the balance of that. But like, I feel like what I've done so far is if you're going to do it, be smart about it. You know what I mean? Especially if I'm talking to really majority of people who want to do things involved with baking, because that's really all that I can really speak on is like, if you don't have the experience, you got to teach yourself. You got to, you got to get on YouTube. You got to, do the stuff, because the thing is, all of the information is out there. You don't even have to do it as far as like going to work at a bakery. You know what I mean? You don't have to work at a bakery to get the experience. I would say it's a smarter way to learn though, for sure. Like versus like going to culinary school, because everybody who I talked to went to like who went to school to be a pastry chef or culinary school, they say it was not worth it. Not to say it's not worth it, because one day when I get some bread, even with the experience I have now, I would love to go to culinary school. You know what I mean? I would love to go to, school to be a pastry chef or something like that, because when it comes to art, including baking, there's not a ceiling on it. You can never be, you can always be better at anything that you're doing involving your art form. So it's just like, just be smart about it, and also know that like, if you don't have the money for stuff, that also causes more stress. I was also in a place where it was like, okay, I love what I do so much, but I knew I wasn't making any money. I was working really long hours. I was doing all this stuff, and I was still struggling to pay my bills. So it's just like, your dream also will cost your mental health, your just will to even be alive and do the shit. Like, it will just literally like drain you also, if you don't even have like the balance of finances coming in to support you. So it's just, you really have to be smart, but also have faith in yourself. You know what I mean? Like, have faith in yourself, knowing that it's gonna work out if you do it. And I know that was a lot, but it's just a balance. You know what I mean? It's really a balance of just knowing what you need and knowing what fulfills you. And it's never, neither one is gonna feel good all the time. Like neither one is, but it's just like, what help you sleep at night? What help you look in the mirror? You know what I mean? Is it having more money or doing something you're passionate about? And for me, I'm cool with the hustle. You know what I mean? I'm cool with the hustle of trying to make my dreams work until it don't work no damn more. For real. Like, I'd rather do that all day. So if you got that feeling about something, then that's what you need to be doing. But if you don't, then it's just like, go ahead, get that job and get your paper for real, because it ain't easier.
Yeah. until you find out what that thing is for you. Right. Just get that 9 to 5. Don't be trying to be no entrepreneur and you're not even like, you gotta be willing to die behind this shit. Like,
seriously, you have to be willing to have all that energy. And not to say that you're gonna have that same energy every day though.
Yeah, that's another point. I was gonna jump into that and say, like, because you said like you're not always motivated to bake, like you don't always want to, and I resonate like with acting. Like, I don't be wanting to learn lines all the time. I don't want to. It's like, yeah, I lack motivation sometimes. Like, it's like, yes, I'm passionate about it, but at this moment, I don't want to do it. And I think it's important to find something that motivates us or inspires us like every time. But for me, like, I think other people inspire me. Like, mostly everything, not everything, but most things that I do involves somebody else's mind, another creative's mind, because like, I do well in partnership. Like, that's how I work. Some people are better independently. So I think that's important to just find like what motivates you and what inspires you. So like, what is that for you? What gets you up when you don't feel like baking, or you don't feel like, doing it? Like,
yeah, I definitely am somebody who deals with like a lot of like mental health issues that kind of cause me to I feel like it kind of puts more doubt on me that is, not really there. So like, especially for people who deal with, what I deal with, like anxiety, and who have like go through like depressive seasons, I would definitely say the things that get me up are just knowing that this is the thing that, of all other things that I've done, this is the thing that really, as cliche as it sounds, this sparks so hella joy. Like, it makes me really happy. Even if I don't like to get up and get all the ingredients together to bake, when that shit come out that oven, I'm like, oh, I did that. You feel me? It's like, okay, yeah. After, I do work in a business that like, after it's all done and all the cake is done and everything is cool, that's the reward. And the reward is like, seeing people's faces when they see my work, or, paying me even more than they said they would, because they feel like it's worth that, or, like really just reaping what I put out. So like, that's the thing that really motivates me, because it just kind of proves to me every time, like, yeah, this is what I'm supposed to do. Like, I'm supposed to be in this business, because that's what really brings me joy after that. And just also knowing like what I see for my business. Like I don't see like, I have like goals for myself, you know what I mean, for my business that I've just created. And they might not be like the biggest goals right now, but it's just like I have like an unwavering faith in myself. You know what I mean? Of like, even when I feel down on myself, I know like there might be somebody who better than me, who can do something better than me. But it's just like I know I love this shit. Like ain't nobody love this shit more than I do. Period.
And
Like,
nobody can do it how you're doing it. Like it's
exactly.
unique. It's unique to you. When you're creating something, it's the only thing in this world that is yours. Like you made it.
Right.
Like, so how are you, or have you? Okay, trying to figure out how to ask this. Like, you said going back to mental health. You said you like. Sorry, it's a downer, but like
No.
anxiety, depression, and creativity. Because, child, let me tell you, like, if I'm not feeling it, I'm not going, like, I don't. And that's something that I battle with, like, constantly. It's like, I'm, like, beating up on myself. I'm tired. I don't think I'm good enough. Just all of these, and just everyday life. It don't even have anything to do with, like, creativity. It's just, like,
Right.
I don't, I can't do life right now. So, like, how are you balancing your mental health and like your art, your creativity? Like, is it like an everyday day battle for you, or?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes, yes, I think I could definitely, as somebody, and it's just real authentic and everything like that. I don't have a job with my bakery stuff to where, and this is at every bakery I've ever worked at, so not just one specifically. These are not, creative fields are not fields that provide healthcare and
Yeah.
benefits and things like that that can help you and assist you with things like having a therapist or actually
Mm-hmm.
getting what you need for your mental health. So a lot of times I feel like a lot of creatives are forced to kind of help themselves, you know what I mean, and find ways to help themselves and then find those resources when they can. And I am one of those people. So I feel like because I don't have a job because it's something I love. It's not a corporate job, it's a baking job. And it's a small business, a beautiful small business that I appreciate with all my heart. But it's like small businesses don't have a HR team or a fucking, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like it's a small business. So it's like they don't
Mm-hmm.
have enough to support healthcare and things like that. So it's like I've
Right.
had to learn to use my resources to get those things like healthcare. So that because therapy and things like that are important, especially for people who do deal with mental health issues and want to take on so much as a business for themselves. Because if you do have a business for yourself, it's a beautiful thing. You know what I mean? Everything that you get from it is beautiful, but like it will cause a lot of stress. So having somebody like a therapist will definitely help. I am still on the journey of figuring out what is best for me when it comes to therapy, when it comes to having something consistent. But it's very hard with not having those benefits that other people would have that can, have really, lower costs. But also, there's so many resources out here that, we do have. And I would just, I need to look into them more than I do. But
Yeah.
I know, you know what I mean? I know that those things are there. So I would just encourage everybody to like really use your resources if you have them and kind of schedule out that time to do so. The reason why I don't is because I feel like I be moving around so much that I don't feel like I need a therapist. So I'm having a damn breakdown somewhere. And it's just like, bitch, you know
And
you should
it's
have called.
therapy is just like one of those things. It's like, I have to pay for this. I have to do, but it's like
Yeah.
really, really
But
as
what might,
important. Right.
you know?
And it's really as important as a normal doctor. And it's just like,
Exactly.
but the resources for creatives. I think that's something that I'm gonna look into, because that really is important as hell. Like, damn, we need to live. We need to live. We need to buy food. Like, we need to, like, I just want to live in a world where I can create and also be supported, like, without feeling like I'm reaching for scraps. But yeah,
Sure.
we're on that journey right now. Okay. So on another note, tell my audience, about Bootsy's bakery, and like why is it unique to you? What is Bootsy's Bakery all about? Like, what do you do? Lay it on us.
Girl, Boosie's Bakery is a dream. It's my child. It's something that I love. It is just my bakery in every way. I feel like a lot of it incorporates from my family. I've taken a lot of things, you know what I mean, to create one thing. And for me, it's just I want, of course, I'm a very 420 friendly person. Anybody who knows me knows that. So I love baking. I love weed. I just thought one day, let's put them together, you know, and it pretty much, I mean, and it's like, I would love to have a more elaborate story, but that's really it.
No, I
it
really
um,
no, I really think that like I would want to know, like, if I didn't know you, I would want to know about this because they're like, we are in a 420 friendly like generation and generations, and people need to know about this. Like, people enjoy their cannabis, and if you can have a treat, you can, if it's, say your boyfriend, your girlfriend having a party and you want, like, you know, and they love and they're 420 friendly. I mean, and can you explain to them how you do it? Like, you put the, how do you do it? You put it in the glaze. What's the process?
I do several things when it comes to my cannabis infusions. I do oils, butters, tinctures, and I just make my homemade treats literally from my house, from this beautiful 1 bedroom apartment. It's
So
all love.
you
It's
put the
all love.
cannabis, in the butter or in the icing or in
So it's in
it,
the butter. So basically, like to make your icing, you need like a butter. So like the butter that I make is cannabis infused, and then that makes like things like the icing, or you put it in the actual baked goods. I make candies, brownies, Rice Krispie treats, edible cookie dough, so many things. And then finalizing like just a solid menu right now. One of my favorite things that I do is I do a build your own cereal bar. So that's the thing about me. I've worked with so many flavors that it's just like any flavor that somebody could think of, I promise you I could put it in a cereal bar. And I say it like boldly because it's true. Like whatever you want, nigga, I got you. Like I can
like
put in the
barbecue
bar.
or
Probably not savory. We're not in the savories.
the
Yet.
sweetness.
But yeah, we might get there. You're on to
Okay,
some shit right now. You're on to some shit.
you
Cause
know.
we could get there. We definitely could get there. I got some flavors like baked up in the head. They're gonna be released. But I definitely would love to get to the savory, especially when it comes to my butters. Like my butters are gonna be coming very soon. More than anything, I'm just waiting for packaging. You feel me? And other things. But
Okay,
yeah, that
so
butter's coming soon.
you're launching or what are you, so something's happening on 420. Tell
Yeah.
us what's happening on 420.
Yes, I'm having my 420 pre-order boxes happening, and I'm also releasing my logo on 420. So the new face of Bootsy's will be up on 420. So it's just like more things are just being finalized in my business, like finally just dropping, you know, being a more of a organized brand. Cause I mean, I was really on some by the way shit for so long. Like literally the whole year I would just be kind of making stuff for just people, made an Instagram just to post it on, but like it was just some low key on the side shit. But now it's just like now that I am where I am. I'm like, yeah, I'm ready to take this to another level. Also, I'm starting something called Boosie's Custom Cakes. So that's going to be my non-infused items as well as more of my custom cakes that I do because I do a lot of fondant work and more. I want to do more realistic art cakes as well. So
Okay, so you're very well versed in like the decorating portion of the cakes as well. Decorating is like a huge branding part
yeah.
of your business. So like what's some things that you have like decorated in the past, like for past orders?
Oh my God. Go check out my reels on my Instagram. Son.
I was just
But
gonna
yeah.
yeah. You I was gonna you'll tell the peeps how to support you afterwards.
But yes, I think was my favorite one. I've done so many different things. I know one of my favorite ones because I didn't know if I'd be able to do it. I made a TikTok cake, but I put headphones on the cake. So that was lit as fuck because I just
Period.
I had maybe 24 hours to do it and to figure it out. So it's something I've never done before. So the fact that it turned out so well and I literally had like limited time, a lot of the cakes that you're gonna see too, I've had literally about 48 hours to do them. So I'm just so ready to do cakes and take my time because I've been killing it in those 48 hours. So I'm ready to see what it looks like if I put some time in it. But like that TikTok cake with those headphones was amazing. I made a pretty realistic volcano as well. I
A
really fucked.
volcano.
Volcano was awesome. I can't even, I feel like I'm blanking right now. Like I've done so many different things. I'm just like, what is
Tell the audience how they can support you. Where can they find your work at? And if they wanted to order something for themselves, where could they do that?
they definitely could do that, and it's gonna be starting coming up. If you go to Bootsies underscore,
Start
I just want to
say that over because your camera.
yeah. Let me go because I make sure I got my Instagram right. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm like, let me make sure. I'm be on this une.art.hing and then Bootsies BOOT. So yes, okay. Okay, can you see me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. So you can support me at unearthing une.art.hing. That's my personal Instagram. My Bootsies Instagram is Bootsies BOOTSYS __ is 2 underscores. For that one, that's my edible page. And also I am starting Bootsie's custom cakes. So that's going to be my non-infused page with my cakes and my custom orders that will be available this year as well. So any of those pages will be awesome. Please support however you want to follow. Support me for
420. When do they have to order it for 420 to get it?
This week. So as soon it will probably by the 15th. And then I'm actually having a party with somebody so people can pull up in Columbus, Ohio. So local only for this 420. But other 420, I'm shipping. Just, support a nigga and we'll get there. I'll get worldwide, nationwide one day. But, for now, I'm in Columbus.
Okay, so we're about to wrap up the interview. But before we do, I want to play a game. So I'm just going to say a word and you're just going to tell me the first thing that comes to your mind.
Oh my God. Okay.
What?
I'm scared. I'll say something dumb as hell, but go ahead.
Okay. Ready?
No, go ahead.
Bro, this is really not. Okay. Cake. It's not the first word that comes to your mind.
Cake. Why was the first word that came to my mind was board because I need to get cake boards. So I don't know. I thought that was lame.
No, makes sense. Makes sense. Okay. Next is Frank Ocean.
Nights. I don't know why. Nights. I don't know.
Okay.
Right, go ahead. Okay.
Indica.
Sativa.
Hip hop.
Fucking jazz. I don't know.
Insecure.
Issa. Issa. My baby girl.
Okay, last one. Theater.
Tynesha.
Her. Okay. Anything else you want to say? I'm pretty much done on my end. Anything else you want to tell the audience, child?
Yeah, I just want to say I love y'all. I've gotten overwhelming support even without actually dropping my shit or actually like this is the first year that I put in a whole lot of effort, whole lot of time. So I'm just so happy that so many people support me already even before I'm dropping shit. So it's like so much shit taking place. So I just want to thank everybody for supporting me, being on my team, my good pal Tiny. I love you so much. I love this shit. Keep doing this shit.
And will. All right, y'all. Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna stop pressing. I'm gonna press stop.